Okay guys, day 2 of trying to build my YouTube channel, and this is my kitty. Her name is Brisket. She's so cute. Okay, so yeah, today we're going to be talking about things that nobody tells you about becoming an adult. I don't know how old you guys are, but I am 19 years old, and I know I barely am an adult, I guess, but like, that's what we're gonna be talking about today, okay? So yes, nobody really tells you about how weird becoming an adult feels. Like one day you're basically on your senior year or whatever, like you're in school asking the teacher to use the bathroom, and then the next day, or it feels like the next day, you're figuring out how to pay your bills, work a full-time job, heal your inner child, figure out your insurance, and just figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life, basically, and try to just manage all that. Like, right, it seems impossible, you know, like it really does. But so the first section of things that nobody tells you about becoming an adult, sorry, dance break, the first section I have written down would be, you won't have everything figured out. Like, I know, like, my freshman year or whatever, I was in school and I was just like, yeah, I want to do this, and this, and I just can't wait to graduate because I'm going to have it all figured out. And like, that was the mindset that I had, but it really didn't go that way. So here we are making a video about it. But yeah, so I genuinely thought that adults had a plan. Like, your mom and dad, they just have a plan, whatever. You just see them doing their own thing. You're like, okay, yeah, maybe it will be fun to be an adult. Like, right. So, I thought by a certain age, people just magically knew who they were and what they wanted to do. I really did. But the older I got, the more I realized most people are just trying to figure it out themselves the best that they can. And that's just like the reality. Like, everybody is on a different stage of life, you know, trying to figure out maybe what they want to do, or like who they want to be with, or like just any of that. Like, what college to go to, what job do I want to go to college, do I not want to go to college, like what do I want to do. Like, it feels like overwhelming, you know. But yeah, and like realizing that everybody, like, basically, like, most people don't have it figured out, like, right as they're like getting started with life. Like, I definitely don't have anything. Like, I have stuff figured out, but I don't have like everything I want to be figured out, and it's kind of overwhelming, you know. And it kind of like makes you feel lonely in a sense. Like, you see other like people your age maybe, and they seem like they're doing better than you, or maybe they aren't doing better than you, but you know, it's just kind of like a lonely journey from the start. Maybe even if you have like a partner and stuff like that, even if you have a partner, like, you're still gonna have to figure out how to do this stuff. Like, you can't rely on that one person, you know. You got to figure out what you want to do with your life and who you want to be, you know. So yeah, so section 2 for me would be, freedom can feel lonely. Like, becoming an adult, yes, you do have freedom, but at the same time, it can be like a lonely journey to start off with. Like, nobody tells you that freedom and loneliness sometimes show up together. Like, nobody told me that, but yeah. You can do whatever you want when you're an adult, technically. Like, you always hear that, like, oh, when I'm 18, I'm gonna do this. Like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, but sometimes you wish somebody else would just tell you what to do. Like, please tell me what to do. Like, I don't know if you guys are an indecisive person, but I'm really indecisive. And sometimes I'm just like, I wish somebody would just tell me what to do in this moment. You know, like, you're all grown up, you can make your own decisions, but then again, you're like, please, somebody send help, you know. But yeah. And there's moments where you realize you're responsible for your own happiness now. That's really hard to comprehend. Like, you're no longer in school, you no longer have like all your friends basically in one area helping you do your homework or whatever. You're not talking to them every single day unless like you put in the work and you're like reaching out to them, like asking them to go out with you and do these things and just like getting out with them. Like, you're responsible for your own happiness, and that is kind of a lot of weight on your shoulders sometimes. But yeah, so even though that is true, it is scary, but it's kind of beautiful because like life is just what you really make of it. Like, really is. Like, you literally right now you could just be like, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, which is what I did. Section 3 for me would be that your relationships change. Like, whether it's like your family member or like your significant other or whatever, it's going to change when you're an adult, and that's just like the way it is, you know. And some friends or some friendships will fade, and some family relationships will be complicated. Like, it will get complicated, okay? It just will, because that's just life. And some people will stop showing up for you the way that you would hope they would, and you just gotta like be okay with that. Yeah, you're gonna be sad about it or whatever, you're gonna get your feelings hurt, but you gotta learn how to like live with that, because a lot of people just won't show up for you even though you thought they would, okay? That's not to be a Debbie Downer, but that's just how it is. And I think part of becoming an adult is realizing that love isn't always loud and closure doesn't always come. Like, maybe you're growing up, whatever, you lose friendships and you don't really get the closure that you want, but yeah, it's just great. It's a good thing to learn how to deal with it. Like, maybe I won't get the closure I want, and I could still be okay with that, you know? Like, you just gotta learn how to balance this out, you know? But you also learn to stop begging people to understand you. And I could really attest for this one, because like a lot of things with my family are really complicated right now, and they're just not understanding my like view or whatever, and I gotta be okay with that, because you know, I'm not gonna beat myself up for it, for somebody not understanding how I feel or respecting that in that case, you know? So yeah, that would be number 3. Your relationships change, so be prepared. And maybe it will change in a good way, you know? Maybe you get closer to somebody that you didn't expect to be close with, or you meet somebody else in your life and that just becomes your partner and stuff, like me. Anyways, my ring was crooked. Flash the ring. Anyways, yes, that is section 3. I don't know why I put 2 fingers up. 3, y'all. Anyways, number 4 would be that little things start mattering, okay? They just do. I know it sounds cliche. They're like, oh, little things matter in life. But really, it really does. Like, when you start growing up and stuff and switching into different stages in your life, you really do realize that little things do matter, okay? I used to think happiness would come from like huge moments, like, oh yes, I've been accepted into this job, or I got proposed to, or just like whatever, a huge moment, you know? That's what I thought it was all about. But adulthood made me realize that little things do matter. Like a clean room, peaceful drive with your loved one, good playlist, someone checking on you, just all of that. It really does add up, because life starts feeling smaller when you're an adult in a way, and it still somehow can feel deeper even if it's smaller. So the little things really do matter, especially if you have like a long day and you come home and somebody cleaned your room, you know, like you really do become like more appreciative. I feel like, I don't know, it could just be me, but yeah, my cat's meowing to get out. last thing that I learned, or maybe not the last thing, but the last thing I can think of to give you advice is that you need to become your safe space. Like, you can't rely on somebody else for your happiness or just like any of that. You need to become your safe spot. And I know that kind of seems sad, but you really just gotta figure out like who you are, and just like you have to grow into the person that you want to be, and you have to be content with yourself, because if you're not content with like yourself, who you are, where you're at in life, you know, you're gonna be probably like, you're probably gonna be sad or depressed or whatever. And also, if you're relying on, like, let's say relationship wise, you're relying on that other person for your happiness and you're using them as your safe place, like, that's not really like fair to that person, because like we all have our issues and stuff, and you just need to be able to be there for yourself and feel like you're home in your body. My cat literally won't stop meowing, y'all. Like, I'm losing track of what I'm saying. So yeah. So to add on to that, even though my cat's still meowing, you gotta stop seeking like validation from other people, if that makes sense, because you're gonna have to be the one that's motivating yourself, pushing you to do like better, or else you're really not gonna be able to get where you want to be. I mean, you might get close, but you won't get as far as you can possibly get, and that's what we want to do, okay? And my closing statement would be that I don't think adulthood is necessarily about having it all figured out, but it's about learning how to keep going, even if it feels uncertain. Like, even if you're uncertain about it, you know. But yeah, so that's the end of this video, and hopefully we all can learn how to find ourselves and become the person that we want. Yeah, I think that's it. And bye to Brisket, who keeps meowing. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. She's my baby.